5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hold up.
Y'all doing all right? Good to see you. We did it. This is great. Hey, are you? What's up, buddy? We did it. Listen, it's been a journey. And all too often here in Raleigh, we're talking about the journey either from a legislative standpoint or a judicial standpoint. And I will say to our state that, yeah, it's been a long journey from that standpoint, but even a longer journey on behalf of our families like these and the thousands more like them. And let me preface what I'm saying here. If you go back, this legislation, the Opportunity Scholarship Program, was passed July of 2013. And so the program was supposed to be in operation January 2014. And we had over 5,500 applications that came in from the state in that month window from January to February. And then the dreadful month of February 2014 is when we had the lower court to put a temporary injunction on the program. Our attorneys came together and they fought vigorously to get that temporary injunction overturned. And we were able to do such in May of 2014. So the program was on again and we're running forward, and then in August of 2014, that same lower court put a permanent injunction into the program. And that was a very challenging moment, parents, if you remember, because many of you were already had your children in schools. And so our attorneys from General Assembly, our attorneys and the Attorney General office worked very hard. And in September, the appellate court, though they left the injunction in place, they did allow for about 1,000 more students to be able to participate in the program. Now, fast forward to yesterday, July 23rd, 2015. Ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about 2 years from the passage of the program to the final decision that the Opportunity Scholarship Program is here and here to stay. And listen, we can't say enough about the Senator Berger, the Speaker of the House, Tim Moore. We can't say enough about the Speaker of the House and the Senate President and our attorneys. I mean, what a vigorous fight legislatively, legally, that was fought. But let me tell you something. We have tenacious parents in the state of North Carolina. They were there at the very beginning. And though we have a remnant here standing today, there are thousands of more that stood valiantly the whole entire time. The ups and downs, the on and off, they stood. And I have to say, personally, they inspired me. You all inspired us. You inspired our organization to keep pressing and keep moving forward because this is bigger than us. And what I mean by that is, for them and what this state, what this ruling basically said is that their children matter too. All too often when we're talking about education, we're looking at families that are upper middle income, wealthy if you will, and looking at the averages, the law of the averages. But when this decision came down from the Supreme Court, we're basically saying that every child, regardless, and every family, regardless of where you live in the state of North Carolina, regardless of what your economic income threshold is, we're going to do our very best to make sure that you have the option, you have all the tools you need to be able for your children to achieve the American dream. I cannot say enough, but for these families standing, encouraging us as we fought for this opportunity. What a testament! What a testament!
I'm Pat Eagle, and I am so full of joy. To God be the glory of all this and so much more to come. He has great things for these children, and that's the reason why he is trying to keep them close to him. And it's very important for the scholarship, and I'm so glad to be a part of it. So many people are doing so many great things all over the world for God, but it's so wonderful to be a part of what he's got going on here, right here in North Carolina. I am so full of joy. I'm so happy.
My name is Bacoma Kintavidi, and these are my children, Christelle, Justin, Gabrielle, and John. And we are very happy to be here. We are very happy and excited about the decision. Yesterday when I told them, I was kind of dragging their legs, and they were like, "Mom, just tell us, what did they say?" Because they had been waiting. We had explained to them. They jumped for joy. They were very glad to see that they can go back to the school, especially these three, the school that they went to last year, that they don't have to get out of it and go to a different school and start over again. So we are very glad that this program is going to continue. It brings stability to the children's life. It's not just about us, the parents, but I think what the Supreme Court did is something great for the children. It's all about these children and all of the children of the state of North Carolina, and we speak for all of the children and the parents of the state of North Carolina that are not here right now, and I know that they're very happy and excited. So we are glad that the burden has been lifted of not knowing, okay, what are we going to do? Shall we start the process back to the old school or find new schools? But we're going to stay in the school that they were in last year, and their younger sister will be joining them this year. That's an opportunity. And the name is right, Opportunity Scholarship. We really like that. It's an opportunity for these children to excel. So thank you. We thank God for this organization, that I don't know how much money they get paid. They probably don't get paid, but they just put in, their effort and time to support us. And they just met us, some of us, just last year? And they like us. But anyway, so we're thankful. We're thankful.
Absolutely.
We're thankful for
Absolutely.
the decision and for your efforts as well. I know you were thanking us, but we're really, we also get our strength from how you don't give up.
Yes.
You are relentless in what you do, and we think you really care about these children, and we appreciate that, sir.
Thank you. Well, listen, before we leave, crank up the music. Once again, we're gonna grab hands. We're gonna raise our hands here, because this is a win for families. Come on, guys, come on. Let's grab our hands here. Let's get in line here. Let's do the good old congratulations here. Come on. All right, y'all ready?
Come on, John.
North Carolina family wins.
We're not saying that the Opportunity Scholarship Program will be a silver bullet for every single family, but there are thousands upon thousands of families across the state that we know that it will.
Even buying school supplies. This last month with my son, it was for the school that he's enrolled in right now. It was kind of hard to do because I wasn't sure if I was really going to need them. And just explaining to him what it meant that we might not be going back to the school that he really wanted to go to. So this ruling means everything to me, to everything to my son, to our family. So we're just ecstatic right now.